When dictators, tyrants, and leaders of the free world are in this country, should you pay for their security? World leaders will be in New York for the annual meeting of the UN General Assembly, and the cost to protect them is more than 20 million taxpayer dollars. Supporters say, well, that's the price of doing business with the UN based in New York. Critics would argue they're paying to make sure the leaders of Iran and Libya are safe. Charlotte, does it bother you that you are paying to protect people like that?
It does not bother me because I feel that, first of all, I think we have to. We had an option to have this meeting. We didn't have to have the meeting, and if we hadn't had the meeting, we wouldn't have to be paying for it. We also want safety for our leaders when they go abroad. We don't want their lives to be at risk. So we want them to be secure, and if we don't secure their lives here, we can have problems elsewhere.
Sure.
And then also it would be turned into a world incident. But what's really funny about this whole story is the Gaddafi thing, because apparently no hotel wanted to put him up. So then he wanted to pitch a tent in Central Park, which I think is hysterical. Like somebody said to him, it's really safe in Central Park. That's where you should be. And then they wouldn't let him go there. So he's going to the Libyan mission. And a couple of days ago, there was a New Yorker walking his dog, a dog named Maggie, and she peed on the red carpet that they had laid out for Gaddafi, which I think is really funny. It's like the sentiment of America.
Go Maggie!
There it is. So they had to cut off. They cut off the section that was peed on. And then Ahmadinejad, apparently his hotel has been announced where he's staying, as if it's like, we want to secure him, but here's the hotel, here's his room number, the key's under the mat. You know, you wonder why they're announcing this if they're trying to secure these people.
Ruth, what do you think? Are you pleased with the United States protecting these guys?
Are you kidding me? I'd much rather have my tax dollars pay to hire snipers to get rid of these guys. The UN is costing me $500 million a year. And what have they ever done except host a bunch of jerks who want to come here and tell me exactly how they'd like to kill me? Forget about it. Close the place down. Open an IKEA. I don't care about these guys, and I don't care about their security.
All right, let's move on. That'll do it for the UN. Okay. Behind every successful man, you know, there's a good woman. What do you think of Michelle Obama? How much influence does she have? Apparently a lot. According to a new book, it was Michelle who nixed Hillary Clinton as vice president, asking her husband the question, do you really want Bill and Hillary just down the hall from you in the White House? According to the book, she also pushed the president to adopt his trademark Yes We Can campaign slogan. Ruth, what is the role of the First Lady? How much influence should she have?
All right, the role of the First Lady is to have absolutely no official duties. She is the hostess of the White House. Her job is to make sure that people sit next to each other and can be nice at state dinners. That's not to say that women don't have influence over their husbands and haven't throughout the history of the presidency or politics in general. I think this is an opportunity to bash on Michelle Obama, and I don't particularly care for her, but I think that right now I have to defend her because every woman has influence over her husband.
Right.
And this is a situation where if you like what she's saying, then isn't it marvelous they have such a great working relationship? And if you don't like what she's saying, you're saying, oh, that poor man, he can't get away from that shrew of a wife. So you know, I feel for Michelle in this instance. I don't think she told him who his running mate is going to be, and I don't think that, and that's the thing too. I don't necessarily trust what's in a book just because it's in a book.
Well, over the years, and Charlotte, I know you'll agree, Nancy Reagan had a great deal of influence. Hillary Clinton,
I was going to bring her up.
In her own way, had a great deal of influence. So they are influential. The question is, how much influence should they have?
Well, I think wives have a lot of influence over their husbands. And traditionally, what the first ladies do is they take on a particular cause. And so you had the Bush women that were into education. You had Hillary Clinton, who's into healthcare reform. You have Jackie Kennedy,
right,
fixing up, decorating the White House. And I don't know if Michelle Obama is going to want a larger role. I don't have a problem with the First Lady having a larger role. But what she spent her time with so far is the homeless, soup kitchens, and supporting organic farming. And I think she's an intelligent, classy woman. I have no problem with her. I like strong women in the White House. And, you know, there are a lot of books coming out right now. We have the book about Clinton, where they talk about Yeltsin out in his underwear looking for pizza in Washington, D.C. And you have the Bush book that just came out, how he said that Hillary's behind is fat and how McCain had no chance at winning. And then you have the other book on Edwards and his love child. So you have all these books coming out. So why shouldn't the Obamas have a book coming out about them as well?
Well done. Charlotte, Ruth, nice job tonight. Great work.
Thank you.
We'll
Thanks for
talk to
having
you
us.
next week.
If you're so smart, prove it. Contact NBC Filter on Twitter or Facebook, or send an email to thefilter@nbcuni.com. We care what you think, but if we don't like it, we'll filter you.